And we're live. What is this, Lady Ada?
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Show and Tell. This is our half an hour of showing and telling. I'm Lady Ada here at the Adafruit Factory, Mr. Lady Ada, but this is your time to shine and show off what you're working on, whether it be 3D printing or costumes or pumpkins, or maybe you're getting ready for Christmas and Hanukkah projects too. I don't know, whatever. It's the holidays. It's cold outside. Let's stay indoors and make.
It's a celebration of lights no matter what LEDs you use.
Yes, that is true. There's always an excuse for LEDs. Let's kick it off with some Adafruit peeps.
Now, Pedro, what you got printing this week?
Hey guys, this week we have some UFO sightings. Pedro made a UFO, kind of, sort of. What do you got, Pedro?
Yeah, so I dressed up the drone as a UFO. I previewed this last week, but
no props. Okay, good.
Yeah. If you want to get like the protectors, we got this on their Thingiverse page as well. But if you roll some roll, you can check out some of the shots that we got.
Creepy.
With a fog machine.
Yeah, or if it's foggy outside, it'll look just as cool. But you can use this for like filming as well if you want to just shine light on your subject.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll look really cool. And the thing that I really like about this is it's nice and contained. It's just a USB micro cable going right into the Phantom 4. We've done this before with the Iris drone, and we had to do like a whole case for it, battery.
Yeah, there's a lot of wiring.
This is super simple. It can get done in like 20 minutes, including the printing.
Yeah. And this is all Scott's fault. This was his idea.
And full guide, designs are all online, so you can check those out.
I like that this is one part. This is one little clip.
Yep,
the landing gear is already on your Phantom. So
yeah,
it's really simple.
So
that's what we got. Roswell edition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. And then Phil, you could run the video for Ask Engineer. Cool.
All right. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thanks, folks.
Next up, we're going to go to Scott. That previous project was all your fault. What is the next project?
Oh, so besides doing the MicroPython work, what I've been doing is, so we have automated blinds in our house, and we don't have a good way of actually like telling them when to go up and down. We lost the remote, so Becca's not too happy about that. So what I'm working on is just a touch capacitive button that will call out to the Wi-Fi and then trigger the shades. So what I've got is, this is a Hammond enclosure here that you can buy off DigiKey for like $2. And then it's not done yet. I'll show you in just a sec the screen share, but putting a little battery in and then fitting any feather base in there. And then what I'm working on is a PCB that will cover the whole front of it and have a bunch of capacitive touch on it, so you can touch different parts potentially to have different things happen. So I'll just do a super quick screen share of the 3D view. It's false color. This is not what the color scheme will be.
Why not? It's pink. It's lovely.
we could do it. So this is in KiCad. This is the front of the display. It's got 5 pads on each side, plus I have it so that the bolts that hold it in will actually be capacitive also. The 3 holes on the left are to actually let a NeoPixel light shine through. It's not on top because then it's a single-sided assembly. And then the 3 pinheaders on the right are to actually flash the tiny microcontroller, which is a Sleepy Bee, which is a Scilabs chip. And it's wicked cool because it can do wake on touch for under a microamp when it's all suspended. So hopefully we can have this, sitting on a countertop or anywhere, and it'll last a while before it runs out of battery. And then you could just tap it and you'll see the NeoPixel light up with the color, and potentially also tell you that, yeah, it did actually connect to the Wi-Fi and broadcast to that.
That's super cool.
Planning on OS parking that shortly. You shouldn't see any wires or anything. It should be nice and flat. And I think I have one more trace to run. It's kind of tricky, but we'll see how it works.
That's cool. We have one of those mechanical ones that turns on some of the Philips Hue technology, and that's how it lasts forever. That's how it's powered.
Yeah, it's mechanical.
Yeah.
Power.
So,
yeah.
Not as cool.
Yeah, we have Hues also that we could potentially tie in. It's all running behind Node-RED right now. Yeah. Which is pretty neat, but there's no good way to input to it, only output.
Yeah.
All right, home of the future.
All right.
Hopefully.
Just don't let that turn into a botnet. Okay. All right.
Moving right along.
Next up, Tony, what you got?
Hey, yeah. So try a new thing with a different camera angle here. But I've got a little servo that's moving right here, and you can see it moves every second. and this is from MicroPython. So this is the Featherwing, the servo Featherwing. It's PCA 9685 PWM servo driver, and it works with MicroPython. There's a nice little library that we have, and I just did a guide. So go to learn.adafruit.com and you can check that out. This is the SAMD21 Feather that I have here. So it's using kind of our latest beta MicroPython firmware, but it's great. So you can start building like robots. I mean, you could use continuous rotation servos. Let me stop it so it's not making all this noise. But this is a pretty handy chip, and you get 8 channels of PWM with the Featherwing, or 16 channels if you use the breakout board with other devices. So real cool thing and super easy to use. Just copy the files to your board, import them, and from the Python REPL, you can start moving servos and things easily. So just a few lines of code.
That's cool.
Okay, awesome. The
Outstanding.
future is MicroPython.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I'll say this. So Tony has a really neat guide for the folks who want to flash the SAMD chip. It really works. I was playing around with Vagrant. It's a new way to use like computers. I'm a little older, so I remember like logging into servers and doing stuff. Now you download a fully done computer that's someone else's problem. So it actually all works.
Yeah, no, and it's handy too, because that lets you start developing MicroPython firmware, because
Yeah.
even as a developer, I want things to be easy. So, hopefully this will make it simpler. If you want to get in and start hacking on the code, you don't have to learn how to install an ARM GCC tool chain, which let me tell you, that can be painful and fun.
Yeah, we're doing some new builds of the Raspberry Pi kernel, and we have a tutorial called the kernel-o-matic. You do not want to make Pi kernels on your own. So anyways, I can also say that works too. So, all right, thanks,
Cool.
folks. All right, next up, Jump Park.
Hey, so hi, how you doing?
Hello.
I have a new project for all the procrastinators out there who are getting ready for Halloween and need just a last-second way to spice things up. So what I've done is taken the circuit playground and I'm using the accelerometer, the LEDs, and the little piezo speaker to add lights and sound effects to any kind of prop swords or magic wands or guns or whatever you're using. It could be a costume prop too. So let me turn down my lights here so you can see some of this stuff a little better. So this one has a pattern that runs just in idle mode, and then when it's shaken, it flips to a different color, and then when it's struck, it does something else. So I show in the guide just attaching it to like a $6 magic wand from the costume store, which is a ripoff. It's like a 50-cent wand, but there you go. And this one has a little effect, different kind of effect on it. And then I also did, just for people who want to jam in as much as possible for Halloween, I have a project that's a 3D printed wand from scratch. And this one has a little integrated on-off switch. It's got some little sparkly action there. Same sort of thing. Use the accelerometer to detect the shake. And I'm using a LiPo battery in here and have a little port that you can plug in the charger. So those are just some of the uses for the project, but I think it could be something fun for someone if they've got a little last second thing for Halloween, or if they are good at planning ahead and have some cosplay needs or something else coming up. Check it out. There's a full guide. There's 3D files for the wand. And I collaborated with Phil B on this one. He wrote the code, including a really cool thing I'm excited about that I'll be creating a future guide on, which is a way of creating these LED pixel animations using a bitmap as your source instead of having to code it purely. It's sort of a visual way to create RGB LED animations, including the timing. So very excited about that, and that was a fun collaboration. Similar thing with audio files as well.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thanks,
much, JP.
JP.
All right, next up.
It's the most fun
Adam.
Halloween there.
Hey, Adam, how's it going? ATOM.
Atom bomb.
Yeah. Unmute your mic and show us your project.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Hey, I have been messing around with your guys's Pygirl stuff, and I'm a huge fan of that. But I don't have like a 3D printer or anything. So what I decided to do was I took an Altoid tin, and I kind of made like a little Pygirl out of that, and it runs RetroPie. It has sound, and also a thumb wheel that you can control the sound on. Sorry, I'm having a hard time with my camera. Hold on. There we go. So yeah, I have like a little thumb wheel here, and there's a little speaker hole, and it just uses like a really small buzzer. And then I put a USB hub on the top so I could use a flash drive to put my games on, so I didn't have to open it up and take the micro SD card out. On the bottom, I have start and select and a charger.
Cool.
So
That's super
Yeah.
cute.
That's so cute.
yeah, and I also was able to make like a little tiny USB controller
Uh-huh.
up here with the smalls, with the
Oh,
triggers
that's
and the
super
start and
cute.
select. And that's using just like a teensy and everything. So
That's a super cool project. This company was founded on Altoid 10 project. So,
Micro-
all right, we'll email support@adafruit.com and we'll send you an SE on the show and tell sticker. It can go easily on one of those Altoid 10s.
awesome, thank you.
All right,
All
thanks,
right.
Adam Bomb.
Next up,
I hope Adam Bomb's middle name is like Joe. It's like, my middle name is Joe, because it's
Yeah.
Adam Bomb. Usually say,
maybe it's the Adam the Bomb. Okay,
yeah, I don't know.
Scott. Hey, Scott, how's it going? Not previous Scott, current Scott.
Hey, how's it going? So I was on a couple weeks ago showing off the gun for the Bastion project. My son wanted to be Bastion for Halloween. I started about a month ago. So this is what we're trying to create.
Wow.
And this is what we have. I have a fully animated model.
Oh,
So starting from the head, we have the glowing whatever the EL pad or whatever it's called, the panel, EL panel, and then we have the gun. Show the gun with the NeoPixel inside. Okay, good. Stop. On the front, there's a little scrolling display that is wireless using one of the wireless feathers like this.
uh-huh.
Right now, it's just randomly sending words to it just to kind of give that effect. But I'm going to put that in the gun, so when he pulls the trigger, it'll say like bang, 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 or whatever on the front. And then the coolest part is he has a minigun on the back. Turn around a little bit. A little minigun here. So, okay, bend over. Point at the camera. Okay, fire the minigun. So inside the barrel of the minigun are little 1-watt LEDs. So it looks like there's a little gunpowder going off. Okay, Dan,
Yeah. That's so cool.
take your head off and smile.
Yeah, hey, Bastion.
How's it going?
So he's going to be pretty excited for Halloween when I finish
This is
up his last
awesome.
few things.
Yeah.
All right. Well, come back next week if it's finished or whatever, or send photos. But no matter what, send an email to support@adafruit.com and we'll send out a as seen on the show and tell sticker.
Will do.
The nice thing about this costume is he can wear it every single day.
It's fine.
Oh, totally. And he will wear it every single day.
Yeah,
You will.
that's exactly the point. All right. Next up, Richard. How's it going, Richard?
Hey guys, so I do have the armor pretty much all done. I'm doing a little bit more programming for the lights in the armor, but as you can see, it's all motion reactive. So when I'm walking, it'll light up a little brighter. But I've been kind of thinking of like this is sort of looking less like a zombie boss like I intended, and more like a paladin type thing. Especially going out with the light up hammer, I think that'd be cool. So I wanted to do kind of a variation of the Iron Man gauntlet and do something that was a little more magic centered. And looking at some of the Doctor Strange previews out there, I noticed that he does a lot of like this waving of his hand to initiate magic. So I've been playing around with Circuit Playground. And what this is doing is it's using the accelerometer, and I'm experimenting with doing gesture. So as I start spinning this around, you'll see the LEDs get brighter and brighter. And at a certain point, if I complete enough rotations, it should turn pink and then kind of dim out.
When I complete enough rotations, I turn pink and I dim out. So I think that
They are getting brighter and
There you
brighter.
go, yep.
Activated.
So yeah, this was a pretty complicated thing. I came up with this idea on Monday and then just kind of hacked it out. But what I'm doing is essentially just picking out, so I hooked this up to the serial monitor and read the data as I was moving it in circles. And I was able to identify 4 different patterns of like the acceleration at the top, acceleration at the side, the bottom, and up here. And then what I'm doing is I'm basically just looking for those key points, those key sensor readings, and then kind of shifting the numbers slightly off. So if I can read each of those sensor readings in a row, I can determine that within a reasonable probability, I'm actually doing a circle. So the next step of this would be trying to figure out different shapes so I can identify doing a square versus a triangle.
That's cool.
And that kind of thing.
Excellent work.
Sweet.
All right. Thank you so much, Richard. You know the address. You need the address if you need a sticker. You know that. All right. All right, Carter, how's it going? Your mic and show us your project.
Hey, good. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Mic check. Great. Good sequencing too, because this is related to a class I'm hoping to teach at the makerspace where Richard's at. He's in Soto, which is just south of me, and been going down there since about 4 weeks ago, I'd say. So the class is a Python class on Raspberry Pi. So I want to have, like, say, 5 stations set up where people can sit down, have a Pi, have a circuit board. And I'm trying to figure out a cheap way of setting that up because everything's going to multiply by 5. So I was thinking originally like a B or a Model 3 attached to a monitor with keyboard and mouse. But this is what I'm thinking about doing now. It's a 0. And the key thing to see here is that I'm in the on-the-go port. So I've got it set up with Ethernet. And then, switch to the screen now, I set up the Cloud9 IDE. So this is kind of getting back to BeagleBone Black days. So what you're seeing here is a web browser going to the 0, and it's running a web-based IDE that can run Python. And it's pretty slick. I've been playing around with it. So this is just a basic Blink sketch. And I've got on the breadboard, I've got a I2C LED and a button. So I'll just run this Blink sketch real quick. Nothing too exciting. And the LED blinks. But some cool features about this are, like, let's say people are learning Python and they're trying to get used to the spaces, and they do something like that. And then they try to run their sketch. You know, you instantly get the error codes popping out.
Oh, neat.
Come on, do it, do it. But scroll up, scroll up. So there, you know, it says, hey, you've got an indentation error. So they can quickly go back, change it, and get it to work. And also, even more exciting, play with things like changed values and get it to go. And now it blinks faster. Neat. Okay, and then even more exciting is, since this is a full-on Raspberry Pi running full-on Linux and full-on Python, you know, pretty much anything's possible. So this is bringing it all together. So detect a button press, and everything happens. Button press, everything happens.
Oh, neat.
So just to kind of prove that all things are functional.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. So I've just started playing with this. I think this is possibly the way I can go, because all I need now are some laptops running Linux, and just connect this through the USB cable.
Yeah.
And bring up this IDE, and off we go.
All right, nicely
Cool.
done. Good project. Of course, you get a sticker. If it works out, we'll give you 5 stickers, but you get one to start. First one's free.
Cool.
All right,
Okay,
thanks so much,
thanks,
Carter. All right, see Scott, play us out. Can I see Scott?
See, Scott? You're so silent. There's a really nice panel.
Yeah,
I could just stare at the panel for a while.
We see Scott, but we don't hear Scott.
yeah. This is okay.
This is very zen.
I think it's a Creminius DIY panel,
Yeah.
and it's probably one of the first ones he's got.
I think he's showing how it lines up properly, because you see, like, each one.
Yeah.
There's like a whole.
Okay, it's a panel for the DIY Kickstarters.
Okay.
And let's see what else he's typing.
Hey, DIY.
I'll read whatever you say on the screen. Well, most anything.
Yes. Don't try to trick Phil.
Yeah.
Everyone is so tricky.
All right,
Okay,
and
this
here's
is
the
here's another
Creminius
panel.
MU.
New panel.
This is the panel design work in progress for the 5U MU, product of Old Crow.
Okay.
And then he's also going to show us something else, I have a feeling. Next up, This is a Halloween costume for someone. Probably.
Is that a 3D printed head?
Could be, or it could be made with something else.
Yeah.
His son is Sans Undertale is the name of the character.
I don't know, Undertale. Sam.
There'll be a low-tech interior lighting.
Show next week.
And I'll show it next week.
Okay.
Okay. All right. When he makes it. Oh, he's going to do the lighting and show next week.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that worked out.
Okay, cool. Perfect timing.
All right, thank you very much, Izzy, Scott, and more. All right, we're here every single week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Noah and Pedro. Thank you, John. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Carter. Thank you, Adam.
Adam Bomb.
And also Bastion in the back,
Yes.
who's in the costume, who's probably watching TV in the costume right now. Okay. We'll be on Ask an Engineer in 5 minutes.
Thanks, everybody.
And we'll see everybody next week. Okay, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Ooh, spooky.
All right.